Corgi qualifiers are in the books, and we'll have the championships tomorrow here at Emerald Downs. We've got some great racing upcoming, and Don Turner joining me in the paddock, and might be a little tough for Don. He lost his wife, Bev, in the last few months and had her memorial today, and seen the two of you here at the track so many times over the years, whether it be at the Quarter Chute Cafe, Las Margs, or here on the front side, and of course the art show. Bev just always had a smile on her face, and I know yourself and your son and family, friends gathered together today, Don. We're very happy to remember Bev Turner.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And that's pretty much the idea that I get from everybody is she always had a smile on her face. She always loved the people she met.
Yeah, just vivacious. And both of you became horse racing fans. Who was it first, you or Bev?
Oh, Bev was a horse racing fan. We both had horses as children, but as soon as she got to it, why, she said, it's time to own a horse as well as bet on it.
Well, you guys jumped right in there, I know, as owners, and even kept one of your runners as a broodmare, which is going above and beyond, which most people do.
Yeah, actually we had two as broodmares, and one of them became a nurse mare when she was done being a broodmare. So, yeah, we were lucky with our horses.
That's great. Some enjoyment there, and the art show, the equine art show here at Emerald Downs, and it goes back to Longacre's days.
87, yeah. Started in 87 by Carrie and Ralph Acca.
Yeah. And you guys were highly involved in that, as well as putting on the event and just getting involved in all aspects.
Yeah. The big event for her of the year was the equine art show. And then, of course, the mile came a close second.
Yeah, and you've had Tom Wenzel as your trainer, I think, for most of your horses here at Emerald Downs. Yeah. He's done pretty well in the mile.
Well, yes, he has. And last week he was 50% winners, which is unheard of to me.
That's right. Tom, as you know, passed Doris Harwood for the all-time Emerald Downs lead among trainers in stakes wins. He picked up his 68th last weekend.
Yes. Yeah, he's doing good this year.
Well, Bev and Don Turner involved at Emerald Downs since the beginning. Again, in the mornings, training at the cafe in the afternoons, and I'm sure, with her not being by your side today is a little tough, but you've met a lot of people around here, and I know you've made some friends at this place.
Yeah, there are lots of good people here, and we never forget these friends who made.
Very good. Don, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Don Turner joining us, horse owner, and the fourth race was the Beverly Memorial Purse. And we'll keep being friends, Don, and good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. I'll bring in John Lindley here, who's going to do some handicapping. Okay. John, as you know, the author of Parker's, does a good job. In fact, so good that he just had a 5-1 winner last race with Hadley's Honor. Nice work there, John.
Yeah, that horse ran a super game race. He pressed the pace early, dropped back, angled out, and drew off. We'll see if sprinting is his game. He hadn't really sprinted well in the past, but he did today.
Yeah, big win in race number 4, and we are on to the 5th, the Auburn Valley Humane Society Purse. We're going to go a mile in this one, and Prowling Cat, wow, just off to a great start for Scott Tubbs, a perfect start at this meeting.
When he shipped here from Turf's Paradise, he went off like 6-5, 7-5 in that May 9th race, had trouble and won easily, and then came back, and as you mentioned, had reeled off 3 straight wins. Last race, he looked beaten. It looked like 40 Shades of Gray had gone by him, but he battled back. This is a little tough for company, but like you said, he's super sharp, tried to go for 4 straight.
Going for 4 straight, and most recently it was at a mile. So he has done that as well. 2 sprints and a 1-mile victory. going for his 4th win at the meeting. There's Toppers at Seaside. I'm thinking positive thoughts on him, John.
Yeah, for sure. He draws the rail. He comes out of probably a tougher field. It was a starter allowance there, and he ran every step of the way. Got outrun right at the end by some closers. Brother O'Brien and J.B. Brooks came from far back. That tells you the race shape was for closers. He was right there at the end.
And J.B. Brooks scratched out of here. Take out the 6. The 6 is out, and that's a horse that finished in front of Toppers at Seaside. KR Rules has a couple of wins at the distance, so one to take a look at here.
Yeah, last race he was having some trouble while he was tiring. The race before that he did go wire to wire. The problem is there's speed on both sides of him. Prowling Clat likes the lead, and Toppers at Seaside likes the lead. It'll be interesting to see what the connections do.
It's a field of 6 to go a mile, 4-year-olds and up, claiming price $5,000. Twirling Derby has a win at the current meeting as well.
Number 3
Oh,
scratch.
thank you, John. 3 is out. 3 and 6 are out. Number 4, Light the Beam. Note the rider change Adrian Castellanos aboard for George Rosales, who's working on a 1-race winning streak.
Yeah, this horse, the same heat that Toppers had said was out of. He ran in kind of an even 6, but his 3rd start off a layoff. I know he's going to draw a lot of action today.
And Prowling Cat, of course, the 5 with Kevin Krieger for Scott Tubbs. Krieger back aboard. He has been up for all 3 of those wins. Ohm Fire on the outside for Liz Kowalski. So Kowalski with a couple in here.
This horse lost to Pistol Power, which a lot of horses have lost to, but he ran a big second, much improved race last time.
Okay, we go to the track, a field of 6 for the Auburn Valley Humane Society purse.
As Dan Harrington's called a post for the 5th race today, a distance of 1 mile, the Auburn Valley Humane Society purse. It's a claiming event, purse of $12,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. Reminder that number 3 Twirling Derby has been scratched, and scratch number 6 J.B. Books. Note the rider change for number 4 Light the Beam. His pilot now, Adrian Castellanos. They'll be off and running in less than 5 minutes.
Race number 5 at Emerald Downs. This will start our 50-cent late pick 4. And, of course, rolling doubles, rolling pick 3s with that pick 3 takeout at just 12%. We've seen some nice pick 3 payouts already today. All right, we've got a field of 5 in here, scratch 3 and 6. Tom's Corgi duty's over for today, but the big show's tomorrow, Tom, and you have got a few names, contenders, that you'll be calling again tomorrow.
Absolutely. The top 2 finishers today, they get their chance to qualify tomorrow for the big one. So lots of Corgi race action ahead tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun. 1:50 post time, by the way, tomorrow.
Yep.
As we get set for this 5th race, Joe, it is the Auburn Valley Humane Society purse. I'm going to give the edge to Prowling Cat. Prowling Cat checks into this race, just been absolutely near perfect here at this level. And Kevin Krieger has the call from trainer Scott Tubbs. He just steps into this race, kind of a now racehorse, son of Cat Burglar. I'll put him on top. Toppers at Seaside draws a favorable inside post position, and Toppers at Seaside can certainly be a threat here. I think that rail is a plus for him. And Light the Beam, Adrian Castellanos now aboard for that one. I go 5, 1, and 4 here in the 5th.
Okay, Tom, on number 5, Prowling Cat, who is the only 3-for-3 horse at the meeting. Not the only 3-time winner, but perfect so far, and one of those wins at today's distance. That was 2 weeks ago. John Lindley, nice selection and that 5-to-1 winner last race.
Thank you. And you had a good one in the race before that horse ran in second, which I know you really like. You like horses that kind of show a little bit on their first race and then improve dramatically in their second start, and that was back in the 3rd. I'm going to try number 1, Toppers at Seaside. As I mentioned last race, he ran 3rd, but he ran 3rd to 2 deep closers, and that usually tells you the pace was pretty hot there, and he kind of paid the price. Now, he's going to have to work to control the lead here. There's a couple others that are quick early, but he draws a favorable rail, and we'll see if he can go wire to wire.
Okay, I'm on the 1 as well. John and I on the 1. Tom's on the 5 here in the 5th.
And the horse is at the starting gate, loading now for the 5th race. Toppers at Seaside and KR Rules settled away. Now they're joined by Light the Beam, Prowling Cat, next one forward. On Fire outside post. Emerald starter Mark Gibson will send them on their way for the 5th. They are in the gate. And runners away. Good start for all. Toppers at Seaside, the inside away alertly. KR Rules as well. Prowling Cat joins them from the outside, poised in 3rd as they make the sweep round the turn. We'll drop back 2 more. Back to Light the Beam, racing 5 off the early beat. 2 more to On Fire, who brings up the back. They've 3 parts of a mile to journey as they prepare for the backstretch run. 24:11, an easy-going pace here. Toppers at Seaside brings them along. Shadowed by Prowling Cat on the outside. KR Rules just 2 off the beat in 3rd. A gap of 5 back to Light the Beam. On Fire directly back of that one. They head midway up the back stretch. Toppers at Seaside just in front of Prowling Cat. KR Rules on the outside, racing just a half length away. There's a gap of 5 more back to Light the Beam and On Fire at the tail. Into the far turn they go. 3/8 of a mile away now. 47.53 went that first half, and Toppers at Seaside is settled in at the inside. Prowling Cat's been there every step of the way, as well as KR Rules up from the outside now as they reach the top of the stretch. They round the turn and run for home. And Toppers at Seaside is at the inside. Prowling Cat is on the attack now. Here comes Light the Beam, middle of the racetrack. And Light the Beam has run past them all now in the final 70 yards. Light the Beam off to win it by 2.5 or 3. Prowling Cat was second. On Fire up to get 3rd. Toppers at Seaside, then KR Rules. Time for the mile, 1:37 and 52 100ths. Unofficial order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the 5th race today. Finishing first, it was number 4, Light the Beam. Second was number 5, Prowling Cat. Third came number 7, Ohm Fire. Fourth, number 1, Toppers at Seaside. Running time for the mile, 1:37 and 52 100 seconds. 5th race today, the Auburn Valley Humane Society Purse. Your attention, trainers Jorge Rosales, Scott Tubbs, and Sergio Perez. Contact the claims clerk, please. Results for the 5th race official. Heading to the Michelob Ultra Winner's Circle, it's Light the Beam. Owned by Julie Hebden, trained by Jorge Rosales. That's a riding triple today for jockey Adrian Castellanos. Light the Beam's a 5-year-old dark mare, brown gelding by Stay Thirsty from Time for Sally. She was sired by Time to Get Even. Light the Beam, bred in California by Terry C. Lovinger. And a look at the prices for the 5th race today. The winner, number 4, Light the Beam, returns $4.26 to win. $2.72 to place, $2.20 on the show. Number 5, Prowling Cat, $3.90 to place, $2.62 to show. Number 7, Ohm Fire, $3.32 to show. Winning exacta, $12.83. Rolling double, $14.70. 50-cent trifecta, $18.87. 10-cent super, $6.06. Winning pick 3, $59.65. And race fans, time for the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Owner of the Week award. And this week's honor goes to Ileana Thompson and Jean Heredia. They led all owners with 2 wins last weekend and currently rank 2nd in the owner standings with 4 victories. An Emerald Downs tip of the hat to Ileana Thompson and Jean Heredia. And time for the Los Margs Cafe Groom of the Week award. This week's winner is Ishmael Fernandez. Longtime groom for trainer Blaine Wright. Ishmael is the Los Margs Cafe Groom of the Week winner. He grooms Tax Code, winner of last Sunday's $50,000 Budweiser Stakes. Hats off to Ishmael Fernandez. Coming up, the 6th race today. The 6th race, the Pacifico Purse at 5 1/2 furlongs. Number 1, Silent Beauty, will race without blinkers. No blinkers for number 1, Silent Beauty. Number 3 in Orbit, a change of rider. Make her jockey Kevin Krieger 3 pounds over. Kevin Krieger to ride number 3 in Orbit. Number 7, Mimi Kai, will carry 1 pound over. Post time for the 6th race at 4:40, 17 minutes until post time. And ladies and gentlemen, there were 2 claims in the 5th race today. Number 1, Toppers at Seaside, was claimed. The new owner, Rainier Racing Club. The new trainer, Scott Tubbs. Number 1, Toppers at Seaside, claimed from the 5th race. Number 4, Light the Beam, was claimed. The new ownership is Hearn LaPlay Racing. The new trainer, Tim McKenna. Number 4, Light the Beam, claimed from the 5th race. And by the way, back-to-back wins and a training double today for trainer Jorge Rosales. Hey fans, the biggest and loudest night of the year is this Friday night, our fireworks spectacular celebration presented by Explore Auburn. It starts at noon on Friday with movies on the big screen from 12:30 to 4 p.m. Racing starts at 5 p.m. And after racing, the sky will light up as we present the biggest show in Emerald Downs history. The only place to see the whole show is right here at the track. Get your tickets today at emeralddowns.com. And don't forget, there's no racing on Saturday, July 4th, but racing returns on Sunday, July 5th. Plan to join us for a day of fast horses and crawling babies. That's right, it's the 2026 Diaper Derby presented by Racing Stats and Info. Post time is 1:50.
Paddock time before race number 6 at Emerald Downs, and turns out to be a pretty nice afternoon. We're looking for more of the same weather-wise tomorrow. Should get a little tip here from Alex Wilson of the Weather Channel. Alex is probably in tune to Northwest weather this weekend.
I've been watching very closely the ups and the downs, truly, of the weather over the last couple weeks for you guys. Tomorrow looks perfect. You like today, you're going to love tomorrow.
Outstanding. Great to have Alex here again. This is her 5th Corgi weekend.
5th Corgi weekend. I actually watched this as a viewer, like a lot of people, and I said, how are there Corgi races on TV and I'm not involved with it? And I heard from Emerald Downs, and the rest was history. So this will be my 5th year. I know some of the returning champions are back, so it's a lot of excitement.
Oh yeah, it's a ton of fun. Those qualifying races, laughing and some of the hijinks. In fact, that Cheddar doggy.
Oh my gosh, Cheddar was hilarious. I think that's some of the most fun about the Corgi races. The winners are obviously exciting, but when somebody just goes truly off the rails, it's a blast.
He finally tired out.
He did. I actually thought there was a chance that Cheddar could win because everyone knows that one dog that just never gets tired.
Yeah, so Alex is a veteran of our Corgi weekend. We're getting ready for that tomorrow. A couple of qualifying heats, actually several, and then the championship.
It is going to be so exciting. I know there are some huge names in the world of Corgi racing that are coming back. But like last year, we found Gigi. She came out of, the qualifiers to win. So are we going to see a new winner? Are we going to see a returning champion? I'm just excited.
So I'm taking it you're a dog lover too then, because you saw us online. And
I am a huge dog lover. I have never had a Corgi, but I love all dogs. So I said my dog might be in the Wiener races wannabe someday, or the Wiener wannabe races someday. I'm going to work hard to train him. I'm going to get some tips from the Corgis tomorrow.
I'm feeling, after a few years of Alex being here, she's a pretty nice person. And so you're not one to get really annoyed when somebody, blames you for the weather or...
No, we get paid to be wrong 50% of the time. I take it in stride. But you know what? Tomorrow I take full credit for everything else. I blame Jim Cantori. I always blame him.
Yeah, he's been there for quite a few years.
Yes, absolutely. He's coming up on his 40-year anniversary at the Weather Channel. So usually when he shows up to something, you get nervous. If I show up to something, it's not as bad, or there's dogs.
I was just telling Tom Harris, who you're going to be working with tomorrow on the broadcast, that I think the weather reporters are much more accurate the last 10 years. So I'll give you that.
I appreciate that. Technology has come a long way. We know what we're doing. So generally, I think our forecasts are spot on. I felt a lot of pressure for tomorrow, so I feel very confident in it.
I like your confidence, and I'm so glad you're here again this year. Let's have a great Corgi Sunday.
Absolutely. We'll see everybody tomorrow and see who wins. I'm so excited.
Thanks, Alex. Alex Wilson of the Weather Channel, part of our broadcast team for our Corgi weekend. Of course, later to be seen, not much later, on ESPN2. So we'll let Alex go handicap a thoroughbred race or two, and we'll have our selections, John Lindley, myself, and Tom Harris, coming up in a moment as the horses go to the track for the 6th. Thanks, Alex.
Sure. Thank you.
Horses on the track for the 6th race today, the Pacifico Purse at 5 1/2 furlongs. It's a claiming event, purse of $13,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Reminder that number 1, Silent Beauty, races without blinkers. Make note that number 3, In Orbit, now guided by jockey Kevin Krieger. He'll be off and running in 5 minutes, post time in 5.
Race number 6 at Emerald Downs, the Pacifico Purse. It's a 6.5 furlong sprint. No, excuse me, a 5.5 furlong sprint for fillies and mares, 3 and up, and it's a non-winners of 2 condition. Kevin Krieger has the mount on number 3, In Orbit. Krieger on the 3. 8 runners starting this final pick 3 on Saturday. Let's head up to Tom.
All right, Joe, this 6th race, I'm going to look to number 7, Mimi Kai here, who I think fits better in this spot here after facing some tough races in the recent form. Number 5, Company Girl, is one you just can't overlook. Company Girl steps in with that solid front-running style. She's very dangerous out on the front end, can stay on or near the lead, be a strong factor at this distance. Number 4, The Bigger the Better. Adrian Castellano sitting on a triple so far today. This one had that nice maiden win at Turf Paradise in Phoenix. And the season opener for this one here today, The Bigger the Better. 7, 5, and 4 for me here in the 6th.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Mimi Kai on top, a little bit under her morning line at this point. And let's head to John Lindley for his selection.
Yeah, when I first looked at this race, all I saw was early speed, so I ended up with the closer with number 6, Cape Blossom. In this race, you have Silent Beauty likes the lead, and Orbit likes the lead. The Bigger the Better likes the lead. Company Girl likes the lead, and Mimi Kai likes the lead. So, last race, Cape Blossom broke through the starting gate, and that's usually, not going to help a horse. It doesn't move him up. So I excused her last start. Her race before, she was wide against much tougher. We'll see if she gets that pace set up.
Okay, I know I picked her last time. I might have picked her in both times she's run. I'm going to go to another closer, Mimi Kai. Like Tom, she is definitely meeting a little bit softer company. Showed some speed in her most recent to Maximum Sparkle and Alluring Valentine. They pulled away from her, but with this post, I think she can kind of keep an eye on things inside her. Kevin Orozco is back aboard for Kay Cooper. Tom and I on the 7, and John is on the 6 here in race 6.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 6th. Field set to load for the 6th race, the Pacifico Purse. Run on Home, first one to go in. Here comes Company Girl. Now they're joined by In Orbit. Cape Blossom settled away. The Bigger the Better steps up. Breakaway Blanket for number 1, Silent Beauty. Blanket, of course, comes off at the gate doors opening. Up goes Mimi Kai, one from the outside. Go Prancelot outside post. Silent Beauty will have the inside post. Go Prancelot, steps in, all set. And runners away. Good start for all. Mimi Kai extreme outside, but it's Company Girl to get to the front. Company Girl takes the early lead. At the inside, Silent Beauty's in the chase. Mimi Kai up from the outside. The Bigger the Better In Orbit directly back of that. Up to the outside, Cape Blossom, 5 off the beat. Another 2 lengths more back to Go Prancelot towards the outside. Run on Home's at the tail. They're 10 front to back as they take it around the turn. Company Girl goes on with it, leads it by a length and a half to Mimi Kai from the outside. Silent Beauty is next. Cape Blossom trying to get into it from the outside 4th. They round the turn and run for home. Company Girls led it from gates opening now as they straighten way for that final furlong. Company Girl digs in. Mimi Kai taking aim from the outside. They square off in the final 100 yards. Up from the outside, Mimi Kai's coming on. Mimi Kai up to win it and draws clear by 2 from Company Girl. Cape Blossom into third. The Bigger the Better followed to Silent Beauty. Go Prancelot third last in Orbit and Run on Home. They stopped the clock in 1:03 and 63 100ths. Your attention, trainers Joe Toy, Faustino Patino. Contact the claims clerk, please. Results on the board now official. Finishing first, it was number 7, Mimi Kai. Second was number 5, Company Girl. Third came number 6, Cape Blossom. And fourth, number 4, The Bigger the Better. Once again, that running time was a quick 1:03 and 63 100seconds. The 6th race today was the Pacifico Purse. Into the Michelob Ultra winner's circle, it's Mimi Kai. She's owned by Pat Crow, William Douglas Stenberg, and Bryson Cooper. Winning trainer is Kay Cooper, and the winning pilot, Kevin Roscoe. Mimi Kai's a 3-year-old Gray Roan filly by conveyance from Deja Views. She was sired by Forest Camp. Bred here in Washington by Mr. and Mrs. Frederick L. Pabst. And a look at the prices for the 6th race. Winner number 7, Mimi Kai, $10.84 to win, $4.68 to place, $4 to show. Number 5, Company Girl, $3.90 to place, $3.28 to show. Number 6, Cape Blossom, $3.16 to show. Winning exacta, $23.25. Rolling double, $15.20. 50-cent trifecta, $41.24. 10-cent super, $30.14. Winning pick 3, $49.97. And the pick 4 paid $316.61. And the bell tolls in the winner's circle for the contribution for the Thoroughbred Aftercare program. When you hear the bell ring, a donation has been made. Special thanks to the connections for that donation. Seventh race at 6.5 furlongs coming up next. It's the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse. Number 3, Firewalker, a change of rider. Make his jockey Kevin Orozco. Kevin Orozco to ride. Number 3, Firewalker. Number 7, Whiskey Jack, a change of rider. Make the jockey Frank Alvarado. Frank Alvarado to ride number 7, Whiskey Jack in the 7th race. Post time for the 7th race coming up at 5:20. Less than 30 minutes until post time. And ladies and gentlemen, there were 2 claims in the 6th race today. Number 4, The Bigger the Better, was claimed by Luigi Di Pietro. The new trainer Faustino Patino, number 4, The Bigger the Better, claimed out of the 6th. Number 5, Company Girl, was also claimed by T-Val Racing. New trainer Frank Lucarelli.
fans out at the track today from the Red Hawks. Yeah, guys, they've already won today. Over to my right is Hayes, then Easton, Paxton, and Georgie of the Red Hawks. And these guys are headed toward Cooperstown later this summer in the Little League World Series. They've got another game tonight at Heritage, is it?
7 o'clock at Heritage. If they win that, tomorrow they go for the championship, and then maybe we'll be reading about them in a few weeks at Cooperstown.
And these days, these guys are all versatile as well. Thanks for coming by, guys, and great luck tonight. The Red Hawks playing at 7 o'clock, already winners today. Got a little camera time, fellas. Good to have you here. Okay, we are looking at the horses for the 7th race, our top race of the day, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse. And, you know, John, Coastal Jazz was the leading Washington-bred earner for 2025, just under 100,000. He hasn't won a stake here, but he can run fast. It looks like he's training well for Howard Gibson.
Yeah, he has an outstanding record, as everybody can see. 15 wins and then 18 seconds and thirds and 55 starts. He's won sprinting, he's won routing, he's won on the lead, he's run from off the lead. Now he gets to face a really strong field. I mean, he's, as you mentioned, he's run in Stakes Company many times, and you know, he's pretty competitive. This is a pretty tough spot. We'll see what he does coming off a short rest. He sure worked good last week.
Yeah, he is one fast horse, and of course, since we've seen him last, he was a stakes winner at Albuquerque, and stakes placed at Turf Paradise. Coastal Jazz, 8-year-old son of Coast Guard, and Emerald Downs winner Jasmine's Melody. Blake Nunnally aboard for Howard Gibson. Just coming off a 46-1 best of 35 workout last weekend. Then there's Chuckanut Bay, who's won 5 of his last 6 sprint races at Emerald Downs, and the only loss was in a stake.
Yeah, last year when he shipped in from Turf Paradise, he was able to run for about 8,000 claiming, and he reeled off 3 big wins in super fast time. They tried him in the Governor's Handicap and came up a little short there, but those are, as everybody knows, you know, mile horses. And then since then, he's done great. He came out another short layoff, was able to outfinish Capit Daddy last time. Now, last time he drew outside Capit Daddy. Today he draws inside Capit Daddy, and Capit Daddy may have needed a race, but not only that, there's a couple others in here, but this is a real strong field, and he's one of the main contenders.
Oh, yeah, indeed. An outstanding field. Going 6.5 furlongs. Chuckanut Bay from trainer Howard Gibson as well. Alyssa Morales back to ride him. Son of a Braj. He was one of our top 2-year-olds 4 years ago, and very fast sprinter. Firewalker is the 3 for Howard Belvoir, and I'm seeing him placed at some really high odds in a couple of races last year. He's certainly going to get a hot pace in front of him.
You know, it was interesting. A couple of years ago, he ran a really big race and earned a big speed figure, went into the Governor's Handicap, and since then just hasn't been able to outfinish some of the better sprinters. Like you mentioned, he's running 3rd, 4th, sometimes 5th, and comes off a rest. But this barn does do okay with layoff horses, and there is going to be a hot pace, so a lot of positives here. We'll see if he can get back onto the track going into a 7-year-old season.
Kevin Orozco up. Note that rider change. Orozco aboard. Jennifer Whitaker rode him last year. And Orozco up for Howard Belvoir on the 3. Firewalker, Washington bred. So the first 3 in here are Washington breds. Number 4 there, and that beautiful dappled gray Executive Chef. And we talked with Blaine Wright earlier today, and the horse is doing great. And he has just been so outstanding with his placement. And it seems like, you know, we were talking about the rider. Well, he does what the rider wants, but he also runs fast in doing it.
You know, he had a great year last year, especially towards the end of the year. I know you liked him at a few of his races, and that last race where he beat A View from Above was a super fast race. He beat another horse in that race called Tax Code.
Yeah.
He was entered, as you talked about, last week in the stakes, but no, you are not beating Tax Code, and he got out of that spot. He's in this spot. He's going to have a nice pace to run at. He's going to get a little extra distance off his last race. Obviously a very formidable and probably deserving favorite in a very good field.
He can run a mile, but his best distance statistically looks to be 6.5 furlongs. 3 wins from 6 starts with 2 seconds as well for Blaine Wright. Executive Chef with Kevin Krieger. There's the 4 by Cairo Prince. Stakes winner as a 3-year-old here. Capit Daddy, wow, he got good at the end of last year, and you mentioned his race against Chuckanut Bay.
Yeah, as you mentioned last year, his last couple races just got better and better. He won on mile day and then came back right after that and won again. And then in his first start this year, he was forced the pace. He dropped back, angled out after he was passed, and still was running at Chuckanut Bay at the end. A very good seasonal debut. He has every right to improve, and he draws in the middle of the pack. It'll be interesting to see what the connections do, but he's a super sharp sprinter too.
Silvio Amador up once again for trainer Elodio Madrigal. Capit Daddy, the 5. Number 6, Candy Caballo, and he just has run up against Emerald Downs' best, and he got away from tax code last time out and strutted his stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what his connections do. He has passed horses in the stretch, and he draws outside, very like the horse that you and Tom liked last race, the Mimi horse. Gets kind of that stalking trip today. We'll see if it parlays into another win. Very evenly matched field of really good horses.
Adrian Castellanos up for Tom Wenzel on Candy Caballo, and then Whiskey Jack on the outside, runner up to Candy Caballo last time out. That was 3 weeks ago. He's got Frank Alvarado aboard. Note that rider change. Alvarado on number 7, Whiskey Jack for Ryland Harwood, as we go to the track for the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse.
Horses are on the track for the 7th race. It's the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse at 6 1/2 furlongs. An allowance optional claiming event. Purse of $25,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. Note the rider change for number 3, Firewalker. His jockey now Kevin Orozco. And for number 7, Whiskey Jack, in the irons, Frank Alvarado. Post time in less than 5 minutes.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse coming up here at Emerald Downs. And we might see one or more of these running on our next stakes day, July 19th. But for sure, some very talented sprinters. 7 to go to the post and race 6.5 furlongs in just a couple minutes. Let's head up to Tom for his selection, coming fresh off that pick of Mimi Kai in the 6th. Tom, 4-1 winner.
And you as well, Joe. You've got money for that Corgarita now.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
Well,
I
you
don't
know,
know
there's
about
still
this,
time.
Tom.
There's still time, Joe.
Dang you.
How about this 7th race? I'll go with Executive Chef here, number 4, and Kevin Krieger on board. This one's done very well at this distance in the past. Seems to be pretty well spotted here. So Executive Chef, my top pick here. Then I'll use Capit Daddy, who's always a gamer. Capit Daddy checks in here. Just a real speed merchant, figures very tough in the race. And let's take a look at the odds there for Capit Daddy. 9-2, not a bad price there for Capit Daddy. He's holding pretty steady to his opening morning line. Then number 1, Coastal Jazz to round out my top 3 on the inside. Blake Nunley rides for Coastal Jazz, who draws, of course, the benefit of that inside post position. 4, 5, and 1, my selections here in the 7th.
Okay, Executive Chef on top for Tom, the morning line favorite and a real demon around here. He's projected to go off at 2-1 from the dynamic morning line, so it looks like Coastal Jazz coming down just a bit, as well as Candy Caballo. John Lindley.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Tom and the public, and I actually picked the same top 2 that Tom picked, but Executive Chef impressed me last time. His stablemate, See the Tiger, had things his own way, and Executive Chef going into the turn was inside. He had to move outside, and in a stretch, he was getting to him. I think he was getting to him pretty good, so I think a little more improvement might get him the job done here. We'll see, but this is a great race, and I think your prediction will be accurate. Whoever wins this race will be in the stakes.
Okay. Yeah, Executive Chef, again, and maybe statistically his best distance as well. I'm going to take Candy Caballo in here. Again, that horse has run against our best at ages 2, 3, and now 4. Second to Tax Code, came off that and won very easily in good time. Couldn't beat See That Tiger last year, but was close on a couple of occasions. So I'm going to go 6 Candy Caballo. Tom and John on the 4 Executive Chef in race 7.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 7th. Field set to load for the 7th race, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse, and the first one in is Coastal Jazz. Here's Chuckanut Bay right up to the mark. Fire Walker to follow. Executive Chef next one. Capit Daddy looks it over. Capit Daddy goes in. Candy Caballo, one from the outside. Adrian Castellanos in the George Tadaro colors, and Whiskey Jack rounds out the field. They're in the gate. And runners away. Good start on the extreme outside for Capit Daddy, who now rushes towards the front with Candy Caballo. Out of the chute onto the main oval they go. Coastal Jazz is right there, tightly knit third and gaining at the rail. Span of 3 to Chuckanut Bay. Fire Walker to the outside of that one. Will drop back a length to Whiskey Jack. Executive Chef is at the tail but begins to pick up the running less than a half mile away. They run for the far turn just over 3/8 away. Candy Caballo, Coastal Jazz going at it. Capit Daddy's right behind, a patient third by 2. Chuckanut Bay is within striking range as well. Span of 3. Executive Chef follows next. Then Whiskey Jack up towards the outside and Fire Walker. They run to the top of the stretch now. Coastal Jazz at the inside, poked a nose in front as they round the turn and run for home. Capit Daddy is right there on the attack as well. Coming through Chuckanut Bay at the inside, driving now and in deep stretch on the inside. Chuckanut Bay gets to the front, chased home by Capit Daddy and Executive Chef, but Chuckanut Bay to win it. Chuckanut Bay cleared by 2 at the line. Capit Daddy second, Executive Chef followed with Candy Caballo, Fire Walker, Whiskey Jack second last, and Coastal Jazz. Running time was a sizzling minute 14 and 87 100ths. Unofficial order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the 7th race. First it was number 2, Chuckanut Bay. Second was number 5, Capit Daddy. Finishing third, number 4, Executive Chef. Photo for the 4th place position. Once again, the running time was a minute 14 and 87 100ths. 7th race today, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse. Finishing 4th, number 6, Candy Caballo. Into the Michelob Ultra winner's circle, it's Chuckanut Bay. Chuckanut Bay is owned by Rema Racing Incorporated, trained by Howie Gibson. Alyssa Morales, the winning rider. A 6-year-old dark mare, brown gelding by Abraj from Zenevit from Private Gold. Chuckanut Bay was bred here in Washington by Ron and Nina Hagen. And a look at the prices for the 7th race. Winner number 2, Chuckanut Bay, returns $6.38 to win. $3.46 to place, $2.48 on the show. Number 5, Cap It Daddy, $6.52 to place, $3.44 to show. Number 4, Executive Chef, $2.34 on the show ticket. Winning Exacta, $18.98. The rolling double, $33.77. 50-cent trifecta, worth $18.82. The 10-cent super, $10.16. And the pick 3, $27.09. Time to head to the Michelob Ultra winner's circle. Here is Joe Withy.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, that was a top field, and Chuckanut Bay comes out several lengths in front. What a great performance again by Chuckanut Bay. 2 straight at this meeting. He's won 6 of his last 7 Emerald Down sprints, and he ran fast as usual for owner D. Hammer, trainer Howard Gibson, and jockey Alyssa Morales. And D, your late husband Howard Hammer, revered around here. He's probably smiling somewhere too. He owned a lot of horses, but this might be the fastest one.
This was one of the fastest ones. Good choice.
You bet. Congratulations. And Alyssa, coming in the winner's circle, you had a big old smile on your face. This horse now 2 for 2 under you. And hey, you rode him perfectly, but you know, for a lot of us that have watched him, a little farther off the pace than normal, but he can handle that, huh?
Yeah, from his replays in New Mexico, I noticed he's able to come off the pace, and how he said, hey, set back if you can a little bit. So he rated really nice for me and took the dirt and then refired.
You bet. And then kind of a little speed duel up in front of you there. You had to go somewhere, and you picked the hole, or did he, or both of you agreed on that?
I was stalking, waiting. I had so much horse in my hand. As something opens, we're going. So we just skimmed right through there.
You did indeed, and on to victory in fast time. Congratulations, great job. And Howard, boy, a horse that really, really is going well for you, and you like the way he's become versatile as well.
Yeah, he's really became a really nice horse for me. I really enjoy training him, and he's just kind of gotten really comfortable into himself, or he's really came into himself.
Boy, he has. He's 6 years old and one of the fastest horses on the grounds. 2 in a row. What was that time? 1:14, and 1 today over 6.5 furlongs. Alyssa Morales aboard for Howard Gibson and D. Hammer. Chuckanut Bay impressively in the Muckleshoot Casino Resort purse.
There's a look at the photo for the 4th place position in the 7th race today. There was a claim in that 7th race. Number 4, Executive Chef, was claimed. The new owner, Muddy Water Stables, LLC. The new trainer, Michael Puich. Number 4, Executive Chef, claimed from the 7th race. Coming up, 8th and final race today, a distance of 1 mile. It's the Coppiers Northwest Purse. In the 8th race, number 6, Drive Train, a change of rider. Make his jockey Frank Alvarado. Frank Alvarado to ride Drive Train, number 6. Number 7, Louis the First, has been scratched. Scratch. Number 7, Louis the First. Post time for the 8th and final. Coming up at 5:36, 10 minutes until post time. Race fans, don't forget, tomorrow Corgi Weekend continues with the World Championship Sunday, presented by Pacifico and Explore Auburn. Over 90 dogs will compete to see who will win this year's trophy. Post time's 1:50 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow's races will be broadcast later this summer on ESPN2. A portion of this weekend's admission will be donated to the Auburn Valley Humane Society.
Horses in the walking ring for the 8th and final 1 mile here for older horses. and they all happen to be 4-year-olds or upward. Chances taken first to the track, and we know, John, that 40 Shades of Tiger likes this distance.
Yeah, and after watching Prowling Cat run a real big race today up on the lead and got beat by a closer there, I'm sure a lot of people are going to look his way. He had the lead over Prowling Cat last time, but just got a little short at the end, but that was his first route. Now it's his second route.
Frank Alvarado aboard number 6, Drive Train. Note that rider change. Alvarado on the 6, scratch the 7. 7 go to the track for race 8.
Horses take the track for the 8th and final. It's a distance of 1 mile. The Copiers Northwest Purse, a claiming event, purse of $9,500. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. Note the rider change for number 6, Drive Train. His pilot now, Frank Alvarado. And a reminder that number 7, Louis the First, has been scratched. Post time less than 5 minutes.
Eighth and final at Emerald Downs at a mile. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and including Nick Richardson. Happy birthday to Nick Richardson at the track today. And this 8th race is going a mile for older horses, and it's a non-winners of 3 condition. 7 choices. Tom Harris, what's your choice in race 8?
Well, I'm going to go to the outside horse with Cause for Divorce. Number 8 is the horse. Cause for Divorce. Okay. Blake Nunley on board here for this one. Late running sort. Will likely get some pace to run at today. Cause for Divorce kind of likes to linger off the pace in the early stages and have that big finish. We'll see if he can do it today. Then I'll use Chances Taken, number 1 from the inside, who actually stretches back out for 2 turns. and may fit better here. Hadagassel, number 2, rounds out my top 3. This one can also offer a late say. I go 8, 1, and 2, kind of leaning towards the closers here in the nightcap.
Fair enough. Cause for divorce for Tom. John.
I think you and I and the public were on 40 Shades of Tiger last time, and I was counting the money leaving the second turn, and then Prowling Cat came back on and beat us. But it was his first route. You know, last year he ran some big routes. We'll see if he can repeat it again. If he can repeat that race, I think he'll get his second lifetime win.
Okay, yeah, non-winners of 3 condition. He's a non-winner of 2, but boy, he's got several really good races at a mile, does the 3. I put him second. I'm going to try and beat him with Hadagassel as well. Kevin Krieger for Ramiro Miraz. Hadagassel is going to stretch it out to a mile for the first time. He's on good form. Second of 9 last time out behind runaway winner FBI Bob. And it looks like he can probably get out ahead of the one horse Chances Taken early and get that rail to save some ground and make a move. I'll put him on top. We've got 3 opinions. I'm on the 2. John's on the 3. Tom's on the 8 in the finale.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 8th. 8th and final race, the Copiers Northwest Purse. First one to go up, our Barracuda, right in. Chances Taken inside post. Now to 40 Shades of Tiger. Hot Goblin steps up. Drive Train looks it over. Now going in. Hadagassel one off the rail. The gray Cause for Divorce steps up. Now in. All set. And runners away. Good start for our Barracuda. 40 Shades of Tiger off well. Hadagassel up sharply as well at the inside as they make way round that first turn. Cause for Divorce just in 4th from the outside. Hot Goblin just to the inside of that by 2. Chances Taken racing second last, and 3 to Drive Train. They head up for the backstretch run. They're just over 5/8 of a mile away, and 40 Shades of Tiger just in front with Hadagassel right there. Our Barracuda back on from the outside. Span of 3. Cause for Divorce is 5 off the beat. Hot Goblin follows that to Chances Taken, and Drive Train about 15 away at this juncture and a half mile to go. Our Barracuda on the lead now. 40 Shades of Tiger with Hadagassel right there. Now Cause for Divorce gets a little nudge. Racing next. Here comes Hot Goblin gaining on the outside. 3 to Chances Taken, and Drive Train. Around the turn they go. Our Barracuda on the lead by a length and a quarter. 40 Shades of Tiger still right there. No change up front. Hadagassel follows, and Cause for Divorce is at the rail. They round the turn and run for home. Our Barracuda at the inside just in front. 40 Shades of Tiger on the outside. Chasing now. 200 yards to go. Cause for Divorce is at the rail. Middle of the racetrack comes Hadagassel, but in deep stretch, 40 Shades of Tiger edging away. 40 Shades of Tiger to win it. Cause for Divorce was next. Drive Train flying late with Hot Goblin alongside. Our Barracuda settled back of that. Then came Hadagassel further back, and Chances Taken. Running time for the mile, 1:38 and 42 100ths. First two finishers on the board. Finishing first, it was number 3, 40 Shades of Tiger. Finishing second was number 8, Cause for Divorce. There was a photo for the show position. Photo shows number 6, Drive Train, finishing third. Number 5, Hot Goblin, fourth. Once again, running time for the mile, 1:38 and 42 100ths. Eighth race today, the Copiers Northwest Purse. Results official. Number 4, our Barracuda, was fifth. In the Michelob Ultra Winner's Circle, it's 40 Shades of Tiger. He's owned by Rancho Viejo and Jerry Carmody, trained by Rigoberto Velasquez. That's 4 wins on the day for jockey Adrian Castellanos. 40 Shades of Tiger, a 4-year-old bay gelding by Smiling Tiger from 40-something. She was sired by Slew's Saga. Bred here in Washington by Mr. and Mrs. Dr. Jack Root Jr. And a look at the prices for the 8th and final winner, number 3, 40 Shades of Tiger, $470 to win, $290 to place, $236 on the show. Number 8, Cause for Divorce, $392 to place and $3 to show. Number 6, Drivetrain, $3.18 to show. Winning Exacta, $8.77. The late double paid $9.96. 50-cent trifecta, $13.42. 10-cent super, $34.76. The Pentafecta, $257.21. And a look at the late pick 3, $33.87. The late pick 4, $69.15. The pick 5 today, $502.35. The 10-cent jackpot pick 6, $11,196.53 on the jackpot pick 6. There were 2 claims in the 8th race. Number 3, 40 Shades of Tiger, the winner was claimed. The new owner and trainer, Sergio Perez. Number 3, 40 Shades of Tiger, claimed out of the 8th race. Number 8, Cause for Divorce, also claimed. The new owner, Gene Heredia, Elusive Sandoval, and Eliana Thompson, the new trainer, Jorge Rosales. Number 8, Cause for Divorce, claimed out of the 8th and final. That'll conclude our live race action today. Don't forget to join us tomorrow as Corgi Weekend continues. We'll have the Corgi Championship race tomorrow and all the great races leading up to that, of course, plus the live thoroughbred race action. Post time 1:50, that's tomorrow. Special thanks to our proud sponsor, Pacifico and Explore Auburn. From all of us here at Emerald Downs, I'm your track announcer, Tom Harris, wishing you all a pleasant good night.